Chris Trott with Team TaylorMade. We are about to build Collin Morikawa a high toe 3 58-degree wedge that he's going to test out this week. Let's get to it. So we're going to copy the former build that Collin has. He hasn't changed spec, he's just testing out the new high toe 3. So into the vise like so, check out the lie angle. This comes out a little bit upright, so I'm glad I checked it, and the loft is bang on. So tighten everything up there, then just simply pre-bend a degree flatter on this club. Lie angle is the relationship between the leading edge and the golf shaft. It's also how that club goes through the turf. It is massive when it comes to wedges because you play them with off-speed shots in order to get the speed. So you put the club head through the turf softly quite often, and that club could move. So because we move that mill grind sole around so much as players, and we play the blade open, we play it closed, you really want your lie angles to be perfect. So we've pre-bent, now let's get into the rest of the club. So once I've banged the golf club in there, it's to get the hosel depth. Why is that important? Because the next step is going to be to tip grind. I want to make this slightly abrasive so that it can bond later on in the process. Simple, that's now in there. Let's get through to the gluing. We go 2 part on the white, 1 part on the honey. Mix this in here, and you want to give it a little second. You're going to have to mix it extremely well so that it bonds together and has a moment just to set. It's important because later on in this process, which you'll see, I'm going to use these curing cells, which allows the golfer to take that golf club out and use it within 3.5–4 minutes of drying on this process. We use these for quick center purposes so that when this golf shaft goes into my club head, it's going to be perfectly in the center. Remember I mentioned earlier lie angle, how important it was. Now it impacts the next section. Back in there, USGA housing. You can see here the sole, the middle of the golf club is bang against that. It's crucial. Now it also says on Collin's order here, 35.25 EOG, end of grip. I know he uses the Z grip, which has an 1/8 of play in there when it comes to the end of that grip. So we go to 35 1/8, and I mark that. Then we're going to hit the circular saw in order to get this to the length where we need it. Safety goggles obviously on. Done. So Collin is 2 tapes total, but you can see in brackets here, it's 1 + 1. What does that mean? Well, it means he's going to be 1 on build-up tape, and he's going to be 1 on double-sided tape. When you put those together, it obviously gives you a different durometer, but also a different width. So it's crucial, and a different weight. He also plays in the grip, this Z grip that has a cord in it. That also means it's going to be a bit heavier. Get the tape, the length you want. This is the +1. To a player of Collin's caliber, he will feel how different this is. Important that you don't have any ridges when you put the tape on. We use quite a wide tape. It goes on perfectly like that, look. And then the second piece, which is going to be my +1, I'll put over the seam so that I don't get any ridges. Again, flat palm, wrap it round, no ridges is crucial. Bit of fluid, I always go an extra. And then logo down, so match it up to the decal on the golf shaft. It's a round grip, so not too concerned. I'm just making sure that those cords, those little crosses, are straight down. I'm happy with that. The golf pride's in a good place. Looks pretty good. Dry off the excess. Now you're ready to swing weight. Most important part of any club build is always going to be swing weight. I'm going to put it in here. That gives me a lot of weight. Then I'm going to find the balance point. It's measured by a letter and then a number. So Collin Morikawa is going to be looking for D5. When I add weight, it impacts it. And if you see here, it just changes the way that balance of that club is going to be. I'm going to get it at D4.5, which is going to allow me for 1 gram of glue that I would put in there in order to take that weight up to be that D5 that he plays. It's a feel. Everything about wedges is a feel. So let's get to the gluing process, and I'll show you how quickly this moves. So take the weight you have in the head out, put that into the glue and cover it in the glue. That's then gonna house itself into the head, deep into the pocket. Take the weight if you want, make sure that's down, push it right into the pocket. Then all that's left, just ensure that you bang it home. Line up your dynamic gold, line up your decal. That raw face is looking fantastic. The full face score lines that you all know so much about when it comes to the high toe 3. You have these score lines out in the toe for all the shots. It's looking inviting. It's looking like something that I would want to play. So this is hot, really hot. We're now at 384, 383 degrees, and it's gonna go in here for a couple of minutes, sometimes 3. That'll automatically click out at the time this is dry. So all that's left now is to remove just a slight burr, and it's really not much, but just to get the ferrule off there, get it looking nice. You want this thing looking pure. It's for the best players in the world at the end of the day. Simply against the ferrule belt and turn. Time is your friend on this one. Keep it smooth. Doesn't need any more than that. That now is absolutely mint flush. I will add a little bit of this on there just to get it perfectly shiny, but I mean, I couldn't ask for any more than that. Remove fingerprints, one swipe. Final check at this point for that swing weight. You know, you've removed the burr, you've gone and got your grip on there, the glue's had a chance to dry. Just double check everything is exactly where you want it. That's the way I always go when it comes to my building. That is perfect. High toe 3 looks absolutely beautiful. All that's left now to get it in Collin Morikawa's golf bag.